Welcome back, everybody. We're live on Inspire Your MD Now Radio. Mike Spillane filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden. The call-in line is 1-844-374-5433. Once again, 844-374-5433. And we're running a little contest here on the show today. The first 5 emails that I get, the address is mike@teamglidden.ca. Once again, mike@teamglidden.ca. You put longevity in the subject line, and we will pay the sign-up fee. All right? You can't beat free. Let's go back over to Ramon in California, and then we're going to go to Victor in Ohio. Ramon,
yes,
you
Mike.
were off of your blood pressure medication in 4 days, playing basketball. That is like totally awesome, man.
Yes, that's my real experience.
Yeah, so you got a question.
Yeah, my concern is my numbers is high. My last reading is 179 something, over 127. That's what I'm really worried about, the numbers.
Okay, what are you taking?
The tangerine and immortalium, and that's all for now. Yeah, 189, 116. That's my reading, the last reading that I had.
Okay, so you're taking the Beyond Tangy Tangerine and the Immortalium.
That's right.
Okay, you're going to need a couple other things, okay? All right, so have you got a pen?
Yes.
All right. I want you to, let me ask you one more question. How much do you weigh, Ramon?
Right now, after 6 months, I used to be 190, 185 something. My last weighing is 175 with wallet. Probably 170, Mike, right now. Yeah, right now it's 170.
In our view, that's a couple of things. Number one, a calcium deficiency. Okay? Ramon, I want you to get your hands on a bottle of Beyond Osteo.
Yeah, I'm using that.
Also, there's a product called Ultimate Daily. Do you have those?
Okay, Ultimate Daily. I didn't.
Ultimate Daily.
Okay.
Yeah. I want you to text for about a year or so. She got diagnosed with stage 1 hypertension. Okay. And then I told him, look, we're taking all this stuff. What's going on? He told us to double up on the OsteoFX. Okay. So we did that, and it was 4 days, just like you, at first, and the blood pressure went right down. So if you can double up on the amount of OsteoFX you're taking right now, that will most likely go a long way. And also, I'd like to get your hands on a bottle of Ultimate Daily tablets, and I want you to take 4 of those a day. They come in a bottle that has 120 pills in it, so that'll last you 1 month for 1 bottle. And that is to promote and support the healthy structure and function of your circulatory system. Okay. So that is the route that I would like you to take. Sound good, Ramon?
Yes. Very good.
Right on. I really appreciate you calling. So have you noticed any other good results, like have you better sleep, better energy, anything like that?
Yeah, basically all the rest are really perfect, because I've been in the medication for 25 years. And I tried all those supplements out there. But it's only longevity that gives me that 4 days right away impact on my health. That really motivates me to help other people who are also medically ill.
That is awesome, man. It's you just got to keep going. It's the kind of thing where you can be on these supplements, and if something comes up in the future and you need a hand with it, that's what we're here for. And really, the only thing that it comes down to is if you're taking enough or if you're absorbing it all. So, my advice to you, Ramon, would be to double up on the Beyond OsteoFX and get those Ultimate Dailies and keep in touch with the show because we want to know what's going on with you.
Yeah, I will. Thank you, Mike.
Take care, Ramon. We're going to let you go, and we're going to jump over to Victor in Ohio. How you doing, Victor?
I'm doing fine. And yourself?
Well, I'm doing all right, man. What's going on?
Yes, I have a niece that just developed, so I can pronounce this for you, rhabdomyolysis, something to do with the muscular tissue injury.
Right.
And I was wondering what should she be taking as far as, the healthy body, the nutrients.
Is she using any the glucogel?
She's not on anything. It was she just got in that diagnosis yesterday at the hospital. She's on none of the nutritional items. So I was just wondering what products she would need.
Yeah, you're cutting out, Vic. I lost you there. I'm having a really bad time with my internet connection today. I apologize for that. So I ask again, are you a longevity distributor?
Yes.
Okay, great. So what I would do for her, Victor, is I would get her a healthy bone and joint pack, but I wouldn't just get the pack. I would break it up. And what I would do is get her a Healthy Start Pack 2.0 liquid, okay? And with that, you want to get her 1 bottle of Ultimate Selenium per 50 pounds body weight, okay?
Right.
And on top of that, get the Liquid Glucogel Plus, and she's going to take 1 ounce per day per 50 pounds body weight. So if she weighs 100 pounds, she's going to take 2 bottles of that per month. Okay, and that is for connective tissue. And incidentally, I know I keep bringing up Jennifer, but she's the reason why we're involved with longevity, and we were able to solve all of her bone and joint problems on our own, and the Liquid Glucogel Plus was a big help for that. Now, another thing that helped as well was the HGH Youth Complex.
What was that again? Youth Complex?
HGH Youth Complex.
Okay.
So you get her doing that, and have you explained to her the 10 bad food list?
Okay.
You know about the 10 bad food list, do you?
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
good.
I do.
Yeah. So explain that to her and let her know that she needs to follow that in order for things to work properly. And I see no reason why she shouldn't be able to get her health back.
Sounds good.
All right, Victor. So, hey, Victor, what's happened with you?
As far as health?
Yeah. Have you had any, like, you're using the products? What happened with you?
Well, personally, I myself had prostate cancer, and been on the products, for about over a year now, and I can say it hadn't spread outside the prostate. I did a biopsy about 3 years ago, and about a couple months ago, I had an MRI that showed no spread of the out of the prostate. So I'm thinking about getting another biopsy to,
Yeah. Victor.
So that's where I'm at, my health. So.
Yeah. So what are you using for products?
Well, the 2.0, I'm on about 2 bottles of selenium and the Z-Radical, bottle of that.
Okay, good. I was going to mention the Z-Radical, and if you are in a position where you can up that from 1 bottle to 2 or 3, that might go a long way.
Okay.
So take a look at that. And then with the knee problem, I don't see any reason why her body can't fix it if it's given the raw materials in order to do it.
Okay. So it's not a knee problem. It's just her arm has swollen up, and, she went to check it out, and they diagnosed it with...
Right. Sorry about that. I was looking at all my Comrex here, and it says knee problem. If there's ever a problem, blame it on GCN.
Okay.
I'm just kidding, John. All right, Victor, try those things out, and let me know how it works out. Keep in touch with the show.
Okay.
And we will be here for you, man. You take care. We're going to let you go. So that was Victor. The call-in line, once again, is 1-844-374-5444. 54333. And as I mentioned earlier in this show, we got us a little contest going on here. And the first 5 emails that I get at mike@teamglidden.ca with longevity in the subject line, we're going to pay your sign-up fee. Sound good? I mean, you can't beat free, right? You just can't do it. I dare you to try. It's impossible. Now, why do we do what we do? Why am I so concerned about health? Well, for one thing, I watch crazy things go on around me all the time. I watch people get sick directly from things that their doctors do. I've seen people killed by their doctor. Not joking. Killed, dead. And you know what? Nobody went to jail. In most cases, nobody even got sued because the family was so nice. And they thought that the doctor was doing everything he could. And they figured that this was the best that medical science had to offer, and it was their fault. Well, nothing could be further from the truth, and I'm going to give you some examples of it. Mike Phillip, filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back. We're live. Mike Phillip, filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden here on Fire Your MD Now Radio. The call-in line is 844-374-5433. Once again, that's 844-374-5433. And as I've mentioned repeatedly, we have a little contest going on. First 5 emails to mike@teamglidden.ca gets you your sign-up fee free of charge. And what does that qualify you for? Well, I'll tell you what that gets you. Gets you the ability to buy longevity products at cost, and you can sign up your friends and family and get paid. Longevity will pay you to help your friends and family get their health back. Now, at the beginning of the show, I played some clips of one of the greatest doctors of all time. And, you know, you could argue that maybe he wasn't or maybe he was, but I just liked how he was able to fix everything after Captain Kirk slapped some woman out. I mean, the guy had to be really with it. Well, we got another clip for you of another doctor, and he's probably the best example of an allopath that I've ever heard. With that, let's roll that clip. Give her, John.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Dr. Nick.
Dr. Nick, this malpractice committee has received a few complaints against you. Of the 160 gravest charges, the most troubling are performing major operations with a knife and fork from a seafood restaurant.
But I cleaned them with my napkin.
Misuse of the cadavers.
I get here earlier when I drive in the carpool lane. There's a crazy man with a scalpel in ER. He's demanding to see a quack. Everybody. Now, tell Dr. Nick where is the trouble.
I'm at G. I got ants in my pants. I'm discombobulated. Give me a calmative.
Slow down, sir. You're going to give yourself skin failure. Okay. Now, the symptoms you describe point to bonus eruptus. It's a terrible disorder where the skeleton tries to leap out the mouth and escape the body.
No, you're talking.
Our one chance is transdental electromicide. I'll need a golf cart motor with a 1,000-volt capacitor. Stat!
Doctor, I can't in good conscience.
Now there's no time, man. We'll have to improvise. Keep doing that every 5 seconds.
Dr. Nick, we owe you an apology. Consider the charges dropped.
All right. Free nose jobs for everybody. Yeah, you first.
Give me a Van Heflin.
Sounds funny, right? But you know what? Claims surgeries of her spine were fakes made in a Temecula machine shop. The owner of that machine shop is named in the lawsuit, as is the doctor. Complicated lawsuit. Yeah. She's looking at a drone. Welcome back. We're live. Had a little break there. ran outside, did a few things. I'm getting good at this radio thing. Before the break, we were talking to Antoinette in Brooklyn. We're going to go right back to her. She had a baby 8 months ago or so, and she's looking to lose some weight, looking to lose some skin conditions. And if you listen to Dr. Wallach's show, the first thing he asks anyone just about 100% of the time is if they have a skin condition. Well, what he's doing is he's looking for a gluten intolerance. So, Antoinette, you've got to kick gluten to the curb. It's got to go. So, you know, if you do that, not just for you, but for your son and for your husband or boyfriend or anybody else, if you've got any other kids, get it right out of your house. I don't want your dog to eat it, okay? So, actually, you know what, this funny story, my friend, he didn't really listen to me too much about all this, and he had a dog named Zoe, and she had a skin condition for a long time, and I told him, get her off gluten, get some colloidal silver, put it on there, and it's clear right up, put some EFAs in her food, and he said, no, my vet says, and so, you know, he was buying her all these expensive antibiotic creams to put on her paws and other areas of her anatomy to get rid of this painful rash that the dog had. And after about 3 months of that, he went back to his vet, and the vet said, you know, maybe you should get her on a gluten-free diet with EFAs, with amino and fatty acids. He did, and the dog was fine. So, you know, point is, listen to old Mike Phillip here. He knows what he's talking about. But like I said, my sister had the same thing going on with the skin condition, exactly like what you described. That is now gone. So the other thing is that you just had a baby a little while back, and you are most likely really malnourished, okay? You're probably eating every day, but you're not getting the nutrients you need in your food. And that baby had to be built inside of you out of something, and that means that those nutrients to build that baby, the minerals and the vitamins and everything that went into it were coming out of you. So, you know, I was reading some articles from Global News here in Alberta, where I live in Western Canada, and they were saying that in the next 5 years, they expect 1 in 10 pregnancies to end in type 2 diabetes for the mother. Of course, they can't. Yeah, that's right. And they can't figure out why, but they are just minerally deficient. Well, that doesn't have to happen to you because you called into this show. So get together with your cousin and learn how to use this stuff and learn how to get your health back so that you're not driving down to the hospital with your son someday because he's having an asthma attack or getting diabetes or multiple sclerosis or any of these other problems that people are suffering from. Just avoid it altogether. And if you think it's expensive now, it's not half as expensive or even a quarter as if you develop a problem down the road and have to go through the medical system. Am I making sense?
Yes, sir.
Great. Is there anything else you'd like to mention, Antoinette?
Okay, there's another thing. The next thing is like when I got out of the hospital, 2 months after I started feeling pain in my wrist.
Yeah.
And actually I went to the doctor, but the bone is actually coming, like, you know, it's out. So I did an X-ray on it, and they said nothing is wrong with my hand. So I asked the doctor why the bone is like this. He was like, oh, because you actually use that hand all the time, which I really don't understand that, because I know a lot of people do use, you know, either the left or the right hand, and I know a lot of people don't have the problem that I'm having. So I have to go back to the doctor to have a brace for the bone to be back in, because at the wrist, the bone is actually coming out.
Wow.
It pains.
Yeah.
It pains a lot of time. It really pains.
Right.
I don't know.
So when you get your Healthy Start pack, okay?
Yeah.
There's a product in there called OsteoFX, and I also had problems with a wrist. I was a drummer, and I worked with power tools that were very heavy, sometimes for 12 to 16 hours a day. And I had carpal tunnel syndrome, And that cleared up in about 2 months. Now, what you're describing to me might be a little bit different, but it's in the same area. And when I got on the OsteoFX with the Healthy Start Pack, that went away in short order. So I would like to see the same thing happen with you, and I'm very confident that it can. Now, we don't cure anything, okay? We don't treat anything, and I have to say that for legal reasons, but your body has wisdom. Your body knows how to fix itself. Just like you get a cut on your arm, and that cut heals up in a few days, your internal organs, your skeletal structure, your skin, that all can fix itself too. So, 10 bad food lists. Go to fireyourmdnow.com and get that list and get yourself a Healthy Start Pack and see what happens. And if you need extra help, keep in touch with the show. Keep listening, because you're going to hear people calling in with the same problems that you have, and we have a tremendous, tremendous success rate.
Okay.
So I want you to have that too. Yeah. All right?
I will. Thank you so much.
You have a great day, Antoinette. We're going to let you go. And here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, and all the ships at sea, you don't have to suffer. Anything I have to say on this show today, that's the bottom line. You don't have to suffer. You've been paying for ineffective medical treatments for a long time. You've been paying for drugs that'll kill you. You've been paying for getting staph infections from so-called professionals. They never blame themselves. The government sticks up for these drug companies. The drug companies lobby the government. They got deep pockets. Okay? But you don't have to listen. Okay? You do not have to do what they say. If you were listening yesterday, my wife and I went to a rheumatologist up in Edmonton, the city near where I live. And this woman told her she needed antidepressants, and when we said no, she said, well, you have to. I mean, these people, who the hell do you think you are, right? But that's how it is. They are Moses on the mountain, and you are the lowly chattel slave, and you need to listen up, okay? Now, along the same vein of what I was talking about earlier, first, Xarelto bleeding lawsuits filed. FDA rejects new use. This is coming at you from drugwatch.com. Drug giants Bayer and Johnson & Johnson face the first lawsuits related to safety concerns for the billion-dollar blood thinner Xarelto, according to Reuters. See, so I'm not just picking on Merck here. Plaintiffs filed claims after severe internal bleeding sent them to the hospital. In those cases, patients took Xarelto, and their claims blame the excessive bleeding on that use. Unlike warfarin, a trusted mainstay for preventing blood clots for the last 50 years, Xarelto does not have an antidote to stop uncontrolled bleeding, which can be fatal. And I'd just like to back up and say warfarin is rat poison. Rat poison. Okay, you don't have to get blood clots if you're mineralized. You don't have to take rat poison, and you don't have to get internal bleeding for a damn drug. Kentucky resident Virginia Stuntneck filed a lawsuit against Bayer in the U.S. District Court of the Eastern District of Pennsylvania. Stuntneck was hospitalized after she took Xarelto and suffered severe gastrointestinal bleeding in 2013. And you're scared of Ebola. She claims the drug should not be sold and that Bayer and J&L continued to sell it even if they knew the risks. Sound familiar? The companies also did not inform the public. Sound familiar? As the manufacturer and distributors of Xarelto, defendants knew or should have known that Xarelto use was associated with irreversible bleeds, Stuntneck's complaint said. In May, Boehringer Ingelheim paid $650 million to settle thousands of internal bleeding cases involving its blood thinner Pradaxa. The drug hit the market in 2010, a year before Xarelto. Both drugs shared the same bleeding side effects. Attorneys say they expect more lawsuits after people become aware of the dangers of the drug. First wave of claims comes a few months after the U.S. Food and Drug Administration advisory panel gave Xarelto a unanimous thumbs down for approval as a treatment for patients with sudden reduced blood flow to the heart, including heart attacks, chest pain, also known as acute coronary syndrome. While the drug is approved for a number of uses, of course, adding approval for ACS would grant Xarelto access to the 1.2 million Americans who are sent to the hospital each year with the condition. And this panel decision was also a third strike for Bayer and J&L for FDA approval. Strike 3, you're out, right? You get caught stealing a block of cheese because your family's starving. It's your third strike, and you're going away forever in some states. You ever heard of that happening? Well, these guys got their third strike for killing thousands of people. They're still around. The panel voted that the drug should not be used to prevent new heart attacks and stroke in patients with ACS because there was not enough clinical data to support the approval. The experts added that some trial data was actually missing. We appreciate the thoroughness of the committee's review and continue to believe that Xarelto, in addition to the current standard of care, may help improve patients with ACS, additional protection against life-threatening cardiovascular events such as death, heart attack, and stroke. Paul Burton, VP of Clinical Development for J&L's Janssen R&D segment, said in a statement. Despite the fact that the drug companies face litigation about another drug that has a controversial safety profile, Xarelto's sales appear to be strong, and partners Bayer and J&L are making healthy profits. In the first year of the drug's sales, Bayer generated about $431 million in Europe. J&L earned $239 million in U.S. sales. Sales in both large markets continue to climb. The drug follows in the footsteps of its predecessor, Boehringer Ingelheim's Pradaxa, another drug that has robust sales. Even though the risk of internal bleeding concerned doctors, it did not appear to stop them from prescribing it. If you ain't mad, you're not paying attention. Now listen to this. Listen to this. Bayer and J&L continue to pursue FDA approval despite being shut down for ACS treatment. The companies are conducting studies on whether or not the drug can be used in combination with aspirin to stop heart attacks, death, and stroke. In addition, the companies plan to start testing Xarelto on patients with chronic artery disease and heart failure. They're going to generate $3.68 million in annual sales. Mike Phillips, filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden. We'll be back with more crappy news after this. Hey, everybody, welcome back. We're live. Final segment of Friday, August 8th, Fire Your MD Now radio show. And as I promised, I have more bad news. And I'm not just going to pick on Merck and GlaxoSmithKline and all these other companies. Let's talk about knee replacements for a little bit. We actually did the webinar last night in my group meeting on healthy bone and joints, and we had a lady show up for the first time. Never heard Dr. Glidden before, but she watched the Advanced Bone and Joint webinar, and she signed up the very next day. Turns out she's scheduled to get a knee replacement in December down in a town called Medicine Hat here in Alberta. Now get this. Here's the headline. Zimmer recalls 40,000 next-gen knee models. Okay, so this isn't a drug. This is a knee replacement. Zimmer Manufacturing initiated another sweeping recall on one of its artificial knee implants, the next-gen MIS tibial component. This time because one of the pieces could loosen or fail because of shoddy manufacturing. Zimmer said the threads on the next-gen complete knee solution tibial component might be out of specification in more than 40,000 devices. Now, how many of them are already in people's legs? In its letter to medical professionals, Zimmer said some of the tibial base plates were made with defective threads in a hole where surgeons screw in a drop-down stem extension or stem plug. If not threaded correctly, the device could loosen and fail. And guess what? It's in your leg. You're stuck with it. You know what? This longevity thing is looking better and better all the time. Zimmer said the problematic device could lead to one or more post-surgery complications. Number one, infection. The patient runs the risk of serious infection if the surgery is delayed, or if a secondary implant is not immediately available and the surgeon must close the patient and return later. So many people are running around with these things and don't even know this. Bone loss. The patient may have additional bone loss if the tibial device is cemented in place and the surgeon must remove and replace it. Because if cemented in, they've got to take out the piece where the cement is. Early revision surgery. If the device loosens or infection occurs, this could lead to revision surgery. And revision is what they call it if they have to go back in and mess around or replace a bad knee or hip joint. Dislocation. If the stem is not properly placed, the devices may not adequately lock. This could lead to dislocation. The voluntary recall affects 41,180 devices and includes 8 sizes. Zimmer initiated the recall after it received 12 complaints in a 2.5-year period. The faulty devices were distributed during a 4-year period between February 2010 and May 2014. Recall started May 19th. Very interesting. So you know what? Don't bother getting a fake knee, okay? Your body knows how to fix itself. It wants to fix itself. And if you want to get on board with a team that actually cares about how you do with your health, we're not a bunch of money-grubbing, low-life network marketers over here at Team Glidden. You can contact me personally, Mike at teamglidden.ca. Once again, that's Mike at teamglidden.ca. Or you can get a hold of us, 1-800-705-6892. And I'll tell you what, I'm really looking forward to that lady that signed up today not having to get that knee surgery. She's got till December, and she's on the right track. I see a lot of really beautiful people with great personalities hurting and in bad shape all the time. And if you're one of them, you don't have to be. Shoot me an email, Mike at teamglidden.ca. Now, this coming week, I'm going to be on the air Monday and Tuesday, and then the following Friday. And after that, Dr. Glidden's going to be back. And you can call in anytime. We love to deal with this sort of stuff. It's what we do. Mike Phillips signing off of filling in for Dr. Peter Glidden. Everybody have a great weekend, and I'll be back Monday. Peace out.